Hello everyone, welcome back again to my channel. For today's video, it is going to be another BoxyCharm unboxing box, and this time I'm gonna scratch the try on style kind of thing and turn this into a makeup tutorial style BoxyCharm unboxing, even though not everything in my face is from the box itself, but of course a big part of my face is from the box. And I can't wait for you guys to see what's inside this month's box for the July, because oh my goodness, there's this one product that shook me from head to toe. Is that good? And I can't wait for you guys to see what that is. So without any further ado, if you wanted to see how mama got this look and what's inside this month's box, just keep on watching. This is it. This is how the box looks like. I've kind of taken off the bubble wraps and everything else. So this is the first product. This is from the brand Dr. Brandt. So this is the Needles No More Baggage eye depuffing gel. So it depuffs your eye bags. That's basically what it is. And you just apply this underneath makeup or without makeup at all. So it's kind of like almost like a moisturizer kind of thing for your under eye. And I did used it on this side, and oh my goodness, oh my gosh, this thing cost $42 and it's freaking expensive. I applied it 5 minutes or 10 minutes ago, and oh my gosh, it almost brightened my under eye as well. So we are gonna try this product and I'm gonna show you guys how it looks like. So it's kind of like an orange cream. It reminds me so much of the Makeup Forever mattifying primer. That's how the product looks like. It's so refreshing. As you can see, it applies orange, but it disappears since peach is a color that corrects dark circles, dark spots, dark under eyes. I didn't have the best sleep tonight, so I really thought I was gonna look horrible with these eye bags, but you gotta get your hands on this. I mean, hands down, it's all worth every penny. Okay, so I'm gonna prime my face using the Luminizer primer from Dr. Brandt as well. I actually really love this primer. It's really good for dry skin, and I know I am oily, but I only use this on the outer perimeter of my face because that's where I want that glow. Okay, and then on my inner perimeter, I use the Infallible Pro Lock. This thing right here mattifies your face like you've never seen before. It's L'Oreal, it's really cheap. Okay, so for the foundation, I've been really obsessed with the 24-hour foundation by Maybelline. I've been using this a lot. Again, this is in the shade Sun Beige. They have a pretty big range of shades. I really love this. The feel of this foundation is amazing. It doesn't crease, which is one of my favorite aspects about this. Next is I'm gonna conceal using this NYX Photogenic Studio Concealer in the shade 4.5. I don't know if I mentioned this on my last tutorial about me not being able to have Olivia on my makeup tutorials now, because usually you would see her from time to time popping in and out on my videos with this glittery background on. I just don't take her in here anymore inside my studio just because she crawls really fast now, and she knows how to sit, and you know, makeup sizes and stuff inside my studio can range from the tiniest little thing to the slimmest, the narrowest, the pointiest, or the biggest thing. And I don't want to take any chances of her choking into anything inside in here. Right now, she is sleeping. That is the only time I film, is when she is full asleep. When she wakes up, I stop everything that I do and I go down and play with her until she goes to sleep again. For those who are thinking that I am not taking care of my daughter because I have all the time in the world apparently to film, to edit, and to do makeup, it's all about scheduling, girl. Okay, so I'm gonna try this one right here. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder in the shade Light Medium. Just powder that all over my face. I will set my concealer using my RCMA No Color powder. So I'm gonna contour using this Chocolate Soleil medium to deep matte bronzer, and then I'm just gonna precisely apply that on top of that line that we created using the RCMA No Color powder. I'm gonna highlight my face. This is the Lorac Tantalizer Highlighter Plus Matte Bronzer Duo, and I'm gonna use the highlighter, of course. Okay, is there something happening there? This is a very natural highlight. It's almost like there's nothing, but there is something. Mama needs something extra, so we're gonna use this one right here. This is from Milani, and this is their strobe light in the shade Sun Glow. This is really cheap, but pretty good, right? The next thing in the box is this little guy right here. This is the Note Luminous Silk Compact Blusher, and this is in the shade Desert Rose. And look at that, like, look how pretty this little guy is. It's actually got an applicator as well, so I think for $11.99 you are getting a good product, because you've got a mirror, you've got a blush, and you've got an applicator. The brush is not the best. When you're applying blush, I feel like that's just one of the prettiest things that you put on your face. And I feel like blush is something that makes everyone happy. So if the blush applicator is not as fluffy and soft feeling and just makes you smile while you brush it on your skin, it's just not effective as a blush brush. You know what I mean? Okay, so for the next product, this is the Chella, however you want to call this, Tantalizing Taupe Eyebrow Cream. And this thing costs $26. Okay, so this is how the product works, is you take off the top and then the bottom as well, and there's a cream. Okay, so first thought is it's convenient because you've got your angled brush cream product right here at the bottom, and you can pack this and travel along. I think it's very convenient to that purpose, okay? But I just don't like the thought because it's so small, okay? It's so small. So maliit. Ang liit mo, dai. But we're gonna try it out, of course. Oh, look at that. It is pigmented. I did not expect this pigmentation at all. So the fact that this brow product is actually good, like the formulation that the product just glides on perfectly, it blends out nicely, the pigment is there and everything else, I don't mind the packaging, even if I don't like the way it works. So the eyebrows are done. The next thing in the box is this little guy right here. This is the Crown Pro palette, and this one right here is the Fuego eyeshadow collection, and this cost $29.99. I am an avid fan of BoxyCharm, but sometimes I cannot help but wonder, because I've studied marketing and I've studied, you know, business and how margin and profit costs in particular. So I always wonder, how does this business work? Some of the palettes and some of the products that sometimes come in my box are not at its best. One of my Pinay friends had her box and it had mold on it. I've had the same experiences back then. I just don't like complaining. I just really wonder sometimes that these brands that give BoxyCharm products to send out, do some of these products, I'm just saying, okay, do some of these products are actually like rejects from the manufacturing, from the factory, from the company, or from the brand itself? Are these rejects, or some are fails that it's just rather to give out as a marketing strategy and use it in that sense where it's not gonna be a loss because they're gonna gain something back even if these are all rejects? You know what I mean? I love BoxyCharm personally. I think it's amazing. I think their business is so good, and they've been really open ears and open arms when it comes to customers, but I just can't help but to think it that way sometimes, you know? Just saying. Anyway, back to this bad boy right here. So this is my product, and it's not in perfect shape. This little guy right here, you know, see there's a dot right there, and then that's literally how the palette looked like. I haven't even touched that, and it's kind of a little dirty already, and this looks like it's been swatched or something. But again, I paid $21 and I get 100 and plus, so it's hard to complain, you know what I mean? But yeah, we're gonna make a look out of this. I'm gonna keep myself together. Be goodly and be good. I love the color combination, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's delicious. I'm gonna take this shade right here and I'm gonna use that as my transition color. Okay, so the palette itself, it's not powdery. The pigment is there. I love it. It's like this dense buttery consistency to it. Okay, so the next thing is I'm gonna grab an E22. This is a tapered fluffy brush, and I'm gonna get this shade right here and I'm gonna apply that on my crease. It's actually really nice. Like, I love the payoff. There is no fall off. Okay, so the thing that I noticed though with this palette is no matter how much I dip in there, and look at my brush now, so dirty, and it looks like it's got so much product in it, it's not as intense as I want it to be. No matter how you pack on and pack on and pack on, it can only go so much. What's up with that? Next is we're gonna get this, it's kind of like a deep violet reddish tone, and then I'm gonna apply that on my crease, kind of a little bit more precise than a while ago. Okay, so now I have another thing. I feel like this product, the formula itself, knows its limit. So I think this would be really good for beginners because you cannot go wrong. Because some palettes, when it's so pigmented, you need an expert hand to know how to blend it right and to make the product work and to not go overboard with the colors. Okay, I'm starting to be in love with the palette itself. I'm gonna get this almost on the brown side, and then I'm gonna pack that on my outer V-line. It gets your brush dirty though. That's one of the biggest downside for this, is because no matter how much you dip your brush in there, especially if you want intense coloration, this is really bad because I have mixed feelings with this palette. Okay, so I'm gonna cut my crease quickly. So next is we're gonna get this golden shade right here. It's like duochrome. It's beautiful. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty. Next is I'm gonna get this shade right here, and of course use that as our inner corner highlights. That is so pigmented. I love that. Okay, so for the lips, I'm gonna go ahead and get this new matte lipstick, Suede by NYX. This is in the shade Brunch Me, and I got the lip liner as well. It's actually a really cute color. It's so girly. Okay, so last but not the least is this Wonder Beauty Unlashed Volume and Curl Mascara. So this one right here cost $24. I applied mascaras at the bottom already. I forgot, I'm so sorry. But I haven't applied at the very top. Let's try this. You know, just the way it brushes my lashes and my falsies, it actually feels so good, and it doesn't seem that it made it clumpy, so that's a good thing. So last but not the least is we're gonna set our face. Before I end this tutorial, I do want to quickly go over the products first before I end this video and kind of give you guys my final thoughts for each on every one of them. Each and every one of them. So the first things first is the mascara. This is the Wonder Beauty Unleashed Volume and Curl Mascara. I really love the whole concept of the product itself, even though it's $24. It's pretty big, and I love the curled aspect about it, of the applicator itself, because you know, it's not straight, and I love the bristles. Kind of brushes your lashes in the most relaxing way. It kind of has a good chemically smell to it. It's not strong. It's pleasant to the nose, because some mascaras can smell so intense where it's just like, whoa. It did volumize my lashes in a way where it didn't even clump it, so I like that aspect about it. So I think it is a good product. Next is this blush right here. This is from the Note Cosmetics, and this is their Luminous Silk Compact Blusher in the shade Desert Rose number 5. I freaking love this thing. This is the cheapest product in the box, but it doesn't feel that way. The color, the pigmentation, and the formula itself, it's not powdery, it's not messy, it blends so well. The only downside is I don't really like the applicator itself. For $11.99, you've got a mirror, you've got the product, and you've got an applicator. I think that's a really good deal. And the whole packaging, it feels so expensive and it feels so good. It doesn't feel cheap at all. Okay, so next is the Chella Tantalizing Taupe Eyebrow Cream. Chella, however you want to call this. This thing retails for $26. It's got an angled brush at the very top, and at the bottom is the product itself. This for me is just... it's so small, you know, you've got to be precise on dipping that angled brush right there. You know, it's gonna be really, really messy, but it's so pigmented. As you can see a while ago, it was easy to work with. The product was there. It was blending. It was giving me colors. It was giving me brows that I needed. I don't know. I'm kind of torn in between just because, you know, what if this runs out? How much product is in here? You don't know. Even this, it's not all the way at the very tip. The product starts there. So I don't know if that goes up to here. Can the brush reach it up to the bottom? This for me just doesn't sell, just the way the whole product is packaged and everything. But the formulation and the product itself is really, really good. Next is this Crown Brush Fuego Eyeshadow Collection. Now, as you can see all throughout the video, I had mixed emotions with this palette right here, just because again it came to me looking like it's got some pigmentation going on top of another pigment, and it was messy. And there was another shadow where it looked like it's been swatched or it had been touched or something. Makes you really wonder. As I told you a while ago, there was another friend of mine, a Pinay friend, who received hers, and it looked like literally it had molds all over one shadow. That's just so disappointing. But then again, when we tried this out, at first I loved it. I loved how it's not that powdery. No matter how much you dig in your brush there, it will have powder, of course, but it's not to a point where it's like, oh my gosh. And the fall-offs doesn't stick to your foundation where it's gonna ruin the colors, it's gonna transfer there and it's gonna look horrible. No, it's a clean formula to work with. Then I'm starting to kind of set back again, because no matter how much I dig in there and I apply on my lids, the brush just gets dirtier and dirtier and dirtier and indents and dense and denser, that the color has its own limit. Like, it can only go so far. But then again, for people who want that intense color, it's frustrating. It can be a downside to a lot of people. But for beginners, I really do think that this palette is good, just because the formulation, there's something weird about it that has its own limit when it comes to how much pigment and how dark a color can only get. Now, when it comes to the price itself, it is $29.99. I think it is, how big each shadow is I think so worth it. Then you've got a mirror. So that's kind of what I really do think about this palette. I'm kind of torn in between, but more than anything, I really do love it. So last but not freaking the least is this little guy right here, this Needles No More Baggage Eye Depuffing Gel. When I tell you what the description says, it depuffs your eye bags. It literally depuffs your eye bags, and it brightened my eyes in the most natural and nice way. It's so cooling. The only thing that I noticed with this though is that it seemed like a matte primer. It reminded me so much of the Benefit Professional primer, the mattifying primer from Makeup Forever. It reminded me so much of that, the consistency, the feel and everything. So right off the bat, I told myself, oh my goodness, this is so perfect for people who have oily lids and oily under eye area. But then again, I kind of wonder how this will work with dry skin. But most of the time though, people would have oily skin on their T-zone. So I'm just hoping for that. But if you're dry skin and you kind of notice that it's getting even more drier, put this first so that it'll depuff your eye bags and it will work for what it is. And then go over on top a hydrating moisturizer or primer for your dry skin. So I think that will work. Let me know in the comment section below if you've got this and it worked well with you and how it was on dry skin as well, because I'm really curious, because I really love this. $42, I think it is worth it. And that's it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you are not subscribed to BoxyCharm yet, I will leave the link down below on the description box and you can click and go ahead and subscribe to them. And if you don't follow me on my social media accounts, everything is Leanne Jarrell. I have a Facebook page. Please support me on my Facebook page and my Instagram as well. Everything is gonna be linked down below again, and everything is Leanne Jarrell. My Snapchat, my Facebook, and my Instagram. So thank you guys again, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this video was very helpful, and I can't wait for you guys to get your hands on your month box and let me know what's inside it. And I will see you guys on my next video. Bye.